Well, I'm sure everyone is wondering what happened with the baby. Uh, God showed up. My wife was very nervous. We had a scheduled C-section. Our first child was a C-section, and that was an emergency C-section. And God came through that time. Actually, when they opened up my wife on our first child, we were so bummed that we had to get a C-section. That's not what we had planned on. But God says that man, he plans his steps, but God directs his path. And so we had no choice. The doctors told us this is a special circumstance. You have to get a C-section. When they opened my wife up, they took out this beautiful baby boy. He was healthy. And of course, the joy in our lives just increased dramatically from that moment. I've never had a moment like that up to that point. Now, once the baby was out, the doctor noticed that there was a cyst, something that did not show up on the, what do they call those things? You know what I'm talking about, the photographs of the baby inside the tummy. I don't know why, it's not coming to my head. Ultrasound, there we go. And so she actually, and I heard this conversation, I was there, and she goes, one of the other doctors that's in there says, that's not why we're here. That's not what the operation we're here to do. We can't touch that. And our doctor says, thank you very much for your help. Bye. And I thought, that's weird that she's being so rude to another doctor that's there that's helping out. Well, we find out afterwards about this cyst that was there. And so our doctor says, well, because we already had all the tools there, we already had you, like in the room at the hospital, we already had you opened up, and the baby was out, healthy, fine, everything's good. She said, because we already were there, I just took that cyst out, no problem. Sewed you right back up again, good as new. That's a miracle in itself. That is our plans. God intervened and said, I have a better plan for you. Now, on this baby, same thing, scheduled C-section. This time we actually knew it's going to be a C-section. And my wife was a little weary because this time around she had done this before. So she knew what was coming. And so it was even actually more, she had more fear. And so everyone's praying, the church is praying, and I'm praying outside the room. I'm all in my like hazmat suits, practically what it is. And she's wheeled in there worried. And by the time I get in there, she is glowing. You can feel the presence of the Lord in the room. And she is completely in tune with everything that's going on. She's not like super medicated. It's just the bare minimum of what she needs for them to perform the surgery. And she has this calm because she's resting in the Lord. And so baby comes out, looks a lot like our baby boy when he was born. And she's so calm. They actually had to get her to cry, which I thought was great. And she's been calm this whole time. And let me tell you, the joy that's in my heart is unmatched by anything else that I've ever experienced in my life. So, as you can see, we have baby stuff everywhere, pink everywhere. Just found out that babies don't even see colors right now, or if they do, it's really, really like the bare minimum. But she'll appreciate it when she can see all this pink. I certainly do. So, baby's pulled out. Doctor spends an extra 20 minutes getting rid of the scar from the original C-section. I thought, wow, this procedure's taking a long time, but that's what she was doing. Same thing. Plan is to just deliver the baby, and then here God intervenes through another person and just does a little something extra. Now, we were told we could never even have kids. So our baby boy, Blake, was a miracle. And we had kind of prepared ourselves to not be able to have kids, and we'd adopt, and there's a lot of children that don't have parents that would appreciate having a loving family. But it was a miracle that we had him. And then people told me it won't happen again, be happy with your one baby. And I am happy with the one baby, but God knew my heart. And sure enough, baby number 2. And I was praying for a girl. I've been praying for Haley Joe since before my son. And people told me, you only have boys in your family, it's going to be a boy, prepare yourself for a boy. We're buying pink stuff. We have faith. We're stepping out in our belief that God's going to come through. And sure enough, our baby girl's here. Praise the Lord for his goodness. I missed you guys. I'm so glad that I get to reconnect with you again. I hope to meet all of you somewhere down the road. I'll probably have this stuff with me, or these little pink tutus. But God's good, and he comes through every time. Stick in there, hang tight, press into the Lord, and he will reveal himself to you, and he's going to meet all of your needs and then some.